Tron Bonne, or in other words, the hottest girl in the Mega Man franchise despite there being a lot of competition. A woman I would give my life for. But would I also pay $320 to buy her game? No, since my life is worth less than that. Is it worth that much? Well, no game is. Should you play it anyways? Yes, since soon you will be able to play it with the Mega Man Legends collection, where the Misadventures of Tron Bonne is gonna be bundled in with too. And the mobile game. Trust me, it will happen. Don't let this age badly, Capcom. First of all, I have to say that I'm grateful for the strong bond between the Germans and the Japanese people. We may have committed many war crimes in the past together, but at least it led to them using many of our words, like die Gesellschaft. I will just ignore how they mess up the pronunciation of it each time, because we all say things wrong sometimes. Sadly, there's no under version of the game either, so I had to sadly play it with the English dub. Gesellschaft is the name of the airship, the reason why this game happens. Tron's brother took a small loan of $1 million zenny to build it. Too bad he can't pay it back, so now it's up to his little sister to get him back after paying the debt off. Something my family wouldn't do for me. It translates to basically society. We all live in one. Or also to company in the sense of keep good company around. Not the actual company because I hate work. Don't let my boss see this video, please. It's a bit of a false advertisement move because you have to spend like 10 minutes as your brother before he gets taken in, even if you're winning the fight. Ignore the Retro Achievements message. I always forgot to turn off those kind of notifications when recording stuff at first. Why play as a big burly dude when you can play a cute girl instead? Doesn't matter if you're straight like me or not. Only a Bara enjoyer would want to play as this guy. He's pretty cool though. Just like Babu, the other brother who only says Babu, and he's a baby basically. So, what's the best way to earn cash? Exactly, by working! Did you think there would be some magical way around it? No, you will have to do it against your own will. Unless you have rich parents or win the lottery or get a sugar mommy or daddy. Or rob a bank. Don't do it, I am legally required to tell you not to do it, because I may have done something like that once, so by the law I am not allowed to even joke about it without saying it is a joke. I know, it's really tempting to be chased around by Denise, but real female cops are not that hot. Same with the male ones. Especially in America, since you are allowed to become one even if you're fat. Fat cops should not exist. They should be built like a truck, or at least like a normal human. Luckily, this is a video game, so work isn't just work but a fun time, sometimes. Regardless of what kind of games you enjoy. It's like buying a fake console on a Turkish bazaar on your vacation when getting a hair transplant with 1,000 games on it. The choice is yours. So if you hate dungeon crawlers, then you don't really have to crawl on all fours unless that's your kink. You can make enough cash by doing the things you want, if only that also applied to real life. Too much doom pilling, so now I will only be positive about life. Before I talk about the games, there's also a whole simulation aspect to the Servbots, bots that serve you. Do you ever think that Lego, I say the German way, saw them and thought, maybe we got a case here. These little fellas run around the Gesellschaft and you can talk to them and also give them items to make them stronger in certain aspects. I am not a min-max simulation kind of person, so I didn't really spend too much time on this aspect of the game, but you do get different things out of it. Something you should do, for example, is talking to them. When you talk to them, they give you little hints about what they want, like, what do you want for Christmas this year? This guy loves to draw, but he doesn't really have any pens. Even Tron is impressed by his drawing skills. So he must have a real skill for it, since normally she kinda makes fun of them, but obviously loves them like her own kids. Which would be a lot of kids. Don't have that many kids, especially not by different dads. That child support money must be pretty tasty though. So another Servbot gives you a paint set because he is not good at drawing. Which is a lame attitude. Use it then to learn how to draw, little guy. Why would you give up like this? At least the guy who wants to draw will appreciate it, so he takes it and now he can recolor the good stuff, your mecha. And that's kinda the main deal with these guys, adding stuff like better armor or a bazooka and other things onto your mech depending on what you hand them. No worries, you can't give the wrong things to the wrong Servbot. On missions, some also got skills like grenades, so whenever you send them onto an enemy, they throw bombs on them and things like that. You can also train them with this funny little mini game that is pretty tight, where you have to get enough points by bombing up the standouts. This is mostly important on the missions where you can take a sniper with you, so at least you better upgrade him. You will deal more damage if his damage is high, you will fire more shots if his speed is high, and he can also track the shots better if he is big-brained. It depends on the weapon though, like his brain changes the range on the bazooka or how many shots are fired with the Gatling gun. Again, I'm not the kind of person who likes to spend much time on menus like this, and that's one of the things that's great about the game. If you want to give them names and learn all about them, you can, but you can also just decide to think, yep, too many people to talk to as an antisocial loser, so I will mostly ignore them because you don't need to upgrade them really. I still love talking to them though because they are very cute and funny. How could you not love these adorable little guys? If you hate them, just send them to the torture room where you can make them step on nails, boil them alive or flatten them into tasty pancakes. You sadly can only do it to the lazy ones though, so you can't turn your favorite Servbot into a masochist. Unless he becomes lazy. I wish Tron would do all of this to me. Maybe then I could finally become a productive member of our society and Gesellschaft. Which means to work. Everyone in society who is productive has to work. You pick the mission you want from the board and there's a whole bunch, like one of those pick your own bear places. Want to train your brain? Pick the container puzzles. The criminal life is calling for you? Rob a bank. Or if you loved how Legends played, go to the free mission to get a taste of what you're missing nowadays. There will be a new Legends game, one day, surely. When you got a bunch of things to choose from, you will always have something you don't like. It's like a knabber box. That's what we Germans like to call it. It has many snacks inside, but if you eat this box alone, you will end up with like 2 snacks you don't want to eat. You could eat them and you will up eating them because wasting food is bad, but there's no excitement to it. Same here. So let me show you the worst one first in my opinion. Maybe it will actually be your favorite one. We all have a different taste. I think. I hate it when people like the things I like though, so please don't like the same things as me. Dig Out is a dungeon crawler, and let me say this, I suck at dungeon crawlers and barely play them, except for a certain few, but I like feeling alone when I play them because I'm a lonely person. That's not the case here for better or worse. At least in the first stage you constantly get interrupted to be told how to handle traps, even though they all work the same, and other things you always have to stop and then talk and stop and talk, and well. When it comes to the traps, tell the Servbots to press the button and time it or else they get a bit abused before. You don't lose anything if that happens, they don't share the same HP bar with you. So it doesn't really matter what you do here, unless you hate hurting people, then you better really time it instead of you just spamming it and hoping for the best like I did. It got a decent atmosphere to it, but it's too simple to really make you think, yay, I'm having the time of my life. Despite even having scary skeletons here. Fun fact, there's one inside of you right now. I like how you battle these Weaverbots down, just bong into one of them and they all go kabow, all of the others and explode. When you finally get into the groove of things on the third stage, it's already over. I wish they would have included a randomized version of this game where you can really freely explore without forced NPC interactions, even if the NPCs are weirdos, and I like weirdos because maybe I am one, so I like them. Except for these 2 dumb kids that make you do a quiz. You really need to become better quiz masters because most of the questions are just, what's the name of this person, or the color of this and that, like come up with better questions you stupid kids. Here is Pearl though, with 2 nice arguments to make you play this game out. Yep, that's right, her very hot shoulder blades. I'm a simple man, she could easily have scammed me just like how she would have been able to scam the Servbots if Tron wouldn't have interfered. As long as I was allowed to touch them for a few seconds. The shoulder blades, not the jiggly jellos. But now I will hit you with the biggest spoiler ever. Check the prices out that you get per stage. First it may just be 50k, then 150k, but then 400k. So you almost have a full million already after like 4 or 5 stages, especially since many games let you earn extra cash. Not always a bad thing since short things can be the most fun, like me. I am short. I am not fun though, depending on what you would use me for. I make a good punching bag, I guess. When you want to pay off the debt, there's interest, that's how it works in the real world too. Don't take out loans with no hopes of ever paying it back when it's a big one, unless you plan on dying afterwards, but then it gets passed on to your kids or other family members and you wouldn't want to do that to them, right? So the big fatty loan shark yoinks the 1 million and you have to earn another 2 million. Who would have thought that this guy is a bit mean? He looks so wholesome and fluffy, what a dramatic twist. After it happens, you also unlock more little games, yay. I didn't even talk about all of the ones you can pick from the start, and now there's even more, wow. Except that you get one new game, and a repeated game, the Containers, which was actually my favorite one, so I was happy about that. In the Containers game, you need to pick up the green containers and carry them to your boat, with the red containers giving a bonus. You have limited lifts though, so you really have to think about every action you take. You are allowed to redo one move, but if you did something bad that can't be saved, you have to do it all over, so better think wisely, something I can't do most of the time. It's pretty easy and simple at first, but then the game introduces something new with each stage. Suddenly there's metal containers that are in the way, but you can't move while carrying them, so you have to pick them up and can only put them left, right, up or down. The wood crates though can be carried around everywhere and also be placed in the water, and the metal containers too, so there's water placements and all that stuff, and it's like, wow, I can't do this, my IQ is double digits, even though it's more like single digits. Then there's also conveyor belts, cranes, forklifts, and as a German I really love forklifts. Everyone here knows Staplerfahrer Klaus, a short movie about how to not drive a forklift because Klaus ends up killing basically everyone with his incompetence. I sadly can't show it because it's really gory. And I don't want a video about Tron Bonne being 18+, unless we're talking about something else. It's my favorite minigame here, even if it broke my brain at certain points. Especially when the Servbot drives the forklift because he needs a clean sight and path to the containers, so you have to think around multiple corners sometimes. After such a brain-breaking mission, I will have to tell you about a secret one that you might miss if you don't always talk to your Servbots, because you can go to the casino. If you go to a room and talk to one of them, they will tell her, hey, why don't you take a break so we can massage your feet? So your favorite Servbot takes over because he probably loves to gamble. Who doesn't? I don't gamble actually, I don't do it. I don't have a sponsorship with all those websites. At the casino you can play bingo or high and low. Do I need to explain bingo? Just pull numbers and eventually you will win, probably. Give this game to your grandma or granddad and they will easily get you 2 million bucks. And high and low is also what it means. Will the next card be higher or lower? Boom. Nowadays the game's age rating would be 18+ just because of the casino. Yay, we allow tons of games to have shitty microtransactions to empty out mommy's credit card, but a fictional casino in a video game, haha, that's not okay. In the bank or animal hospital rob stages, you go out with Gustav, your Mackie, and break into the local bank, or animal hospital, and other houses. The first time you tell them to rob a house, there's this cute little cutscene, and I wish there would have been more of it, depending on the house you picked. Could have maybe gotten a bit annoying if you see a cutscene every time you enter one because you enter a bunch before you reach the end of a stage. You don't have to do it though, this just gives you extra money or items you can sell later like cake or fish. I will now pleasure myself with this fish. At the end of these stages you always fight against Denise and it just makes me sad. She does not deserve to be beaten up like this. Even when she eventually gets a mecha too, she really makes you realize how many cute girls the Mega Man franchise once had in all of its spin-offs. And how most of them are forgotten and never got used again, such is life. They should cancel the newest Mega Man game and just turn it into Mega Girl and it's full of girls only, good and evil. Luckily she does get a happy ending when Tron delivers the baddies for her, yay, or else she would have been fired. Not a bad thing because there's better jobs out there for her like being my wife, since that would be like a babysitter. Last but not super least, the farm stages, where you tell the Servbots either to steal some milk and cheese, not good since I'm lactose intolerant, and then also tell them, hey, get some cows or pigs and rabbits and steal them so we can sell them. You just have to protect the Servbots while they're busy stealing. The farm belongs to the evil guys, so a bit of animal abuse is fine. The Mega Man Legends games really enjoyed doing that after all. If you hate dogs, you will love them. I don't have to tell you about the fun fact where they cut out the kicking dog scene from the western versions, right? At least here you can shoot dogs in the bank rob stages too. There's also the 3 ruins where you mostly find the upgrade parts for the Gustav, and technically you could only play this mode and win the game, since it's the only one that allows you to do repeat ones. You can go in, kill enemies for cash, go back home and do it over and over. It's always the same layout too. Just like the dungeon crawler minigame, it would have been neat to have a randomized layout if you wanted one. I wonder what you can find in these ruins, maybe even bosses? When you made enough cash, it's time to now confront the fatty baddie, where it turns out you have to pay interest on the interest. In the end he would have never allowed you to pay off the debt even if you bought $20 million Winos, or in this case, Zanny. I get bored when talking about story stuff sometimes, so blah blah, Tron gets captured and the Servbots now gotta find them in the prison and blah blah, and the fat evil guy wants to take over the world with a super duper big Weaver bot he found and blah blah, and now it's the time to take him and the big Mickey down. One tip, make sure to actually upgrade Gustav before you want to finish the game. It will cost you another 500k or so, but without it you will feel like a toddler boxing against Mike Tyson when it comes to the second last boss. Everything before was doable with my normal gun and no upgraded super armor, but this fight against Glide, you will do no damage and he will slice for you like untoasted toast. Especially since he is so fast in comparison to you. But when you upgrade it, a piece of cake. I want some cake right now, I'm pretty caked up myself though. The actual final boss is a joke in comparison to him because it's a gimmick boss at first where you need to whip out the pillars like an ingrown hair near your balls, and the second phase is just this. I like the gag with the health bar though, way more aura than what Ganondorf had in Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry I have to shit talk that game every time I can, it's in my DNA, the worst Zelda game ever. And that's how the game closes to close. And what is the lesson we learned from it? Never take out a small loan of $1 million. Even if you want to build a cool airship with it. With the modern economy, I don't think that's possible anyways for so little. Not like I would turn down $1 million. One thing that I dislike are leaves and how the game does not allow you to replay stages. I understand why. It would be easy to just do a quick one over and over to gather the cash money, but why not give someone the choice to play a stage again without getting paid for it like doing an overly long internship? The only way to replay them is to start a new game. But how many people would want to replay them? They're very much a one and done kind of thing. It's a cute and charming little collection of games, nothing more and nothing less really. Capcom knew what people wanted, and that was more Tron Bonne. And it also served as a small little appetizer for Mega Man Legends 2. Back then, when you didn't need to wait multiple years for one new game in a franchise. And all of them being original games instead of being remakes and remasters to poop them out yearly to help the wait a tiny bit. Sometimes you have to sound like an old boomer who wishes for the old days to return. I swear I'm still only 17. I don't age like the art style of the Mega Man Legends games. You can look at them and think, damn, this is timeless. The charm is just off the charts, and even the indie games trying to replicate it can't hold a candle to it, nothing can. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video and will have a good day, a good night or whatever fits your time zone. Let's all enjoy the early concept art of Maho Chojo Tron, or the cat girl version of her. I also like the dress one, makes her look like she's Honey the cat from Sonic. We all have a furry inside of us, I think, in multiple ways for some people, especially character designers. I am not one though, like not a furry and not a character designer either. Bye bye.